Trump gloats over CBS canceling the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Put it in full mass. This is an interesting saga. Trump is cheering. He has time to do this. He's cheering the CBS outfit for canceling the Late Show. CBS announced yesterday that its flagship late night program, the most watched show in its time slot, is coming to an end. Trump immediately took to posting on Truth Social. I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next, has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. And for a reminder, Gutfeld is the person who says that white people should be referred to as my Nazis. Okay, all right. But why cancel the show? This is typical Trump behavior, but it also reveals something deeper. The former president, the president is on the offensive, weaponizing media narratives and media companies, vulnerabilities in ways we haven't seen since the 2016 campaign, and he appears to be winning. So while news of Colbert's exit has been packaged with euphemism, the CBS statement called it a financial decision. The move is startling on its face. Colbert has consistently been among the top-rated late-night hosts, so the ratings aren't the issue. While the entire format is declining in the streaming age, he has remained the best CBS talent for relevant next-day viral content. 15 days after Paramount announced that they would pay Trump $16 million to settle what most experts consider to be a meritless lawsuit over a 2024 60 Minutes interview with former Vice President Kamala Harris, CBS announced the end of the Late Show. That announcement also came just 3 days after Colbert nuked the company over the deal in the air, calling it a big fat bribe. It took guts to say that, so we appreciate your honesty. There's more. In that segment, the comedian directly called out his own corporate overlords for what he saw as a shameful cave-in. Quote, as someone who has always been a proud employee of this network, I am offended, Colbert said. And I don't know if anything will ever repair my trust in this company. But just taking a stab at it, I'd say 16 million would help. And the crowd laughs. And then almost immediately, the show is canceled. CBS says, no more to see here. No more Colbert. Well, it seems as if he was correct, that it will be difficult to restore the trust. There's more. Executives at CBS issued a statement. I'm going to read the statement. We consider Stephen Colbert irreplaceable and will retire the Late Show franchise. In May of 2026, we are proud that Stephen called CBS home. He and the broadcast will be remembered in the pantheon of greats that graced late night television. This is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It is not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount. It's not about the $16 million lawsuit, nor is it about what Stephen said on his show, because Stephen has full creative control over his content. So if it's about that, we could be sued. So we have to say it's not about that. You know, CBS, it would be interesting if you stood up to Trump like you stood up to Colbert. Maybe there will be a different outcome than you having to lose 16 million of your dollars. Just a thought. Colbert offered his own response to the news live on his show. Quote, before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I just found out just last night, said Colbert. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending the late show in May. Quote, I do, want to say that the folks at CBS have been great partners, he said. And said he was, quote, grateful to the Tiffany Network for giving me this chair and this beautiful theater to call home. Love you, Stephen. Kimmel, whose show is ABC, posted to Instagram stories, then came to Colbert's defense. F you and all your Sheldon's CBS. Okay, some connection. All right, well, Donald Trump is gloating. Facts don't matter to Trump. Does it have something to do with this settlement? Yeah, I think it has something to do with the people who are involved at the executive level of CBS. It also has something to do with money and politics. We look for one particular reason, a pivot place. And typically you have catalysts. You have multiple reasons that create the pivot rather than just one. But yet and still, I do believe CBS caved in. I do believe them firing Colbert or stopping the show, canceling the program right after this settlement was finalized. They knew this would send a clear message for Trump to gloat and against Colbert, which he would have to defend, him and his whole team, which includes producers and everybody else that make that show happen. It is shameful, but we are in this era where we see corporations for who they really are and what they really are. They are willing to bow down to the highest bidder and the person they believe holds the most power, rather than standing up, fighting the good fight, and they're the ones who have the money and the lawyers to do so. All right, Jordan, thoughts?
Yeah, let's be clear what Trump and his administration are doing and how they're operating. This is a mob. This is mob behavior. From shaking down media outlets for unjustified, frivolous payouts to now using his leverage over CBS to get somebody fired. This is just a white collar mob. That's it. Think about what is at stake here in this 60 Minutes lawsuit and that payout. They edited the interview to make Kamala Harris look good. Okay, let's talk about that Fox News interview that edited Trump's comments to make him look good. The one specifically about Epstein. Where's the lawsuit there? If you're so worried about media integrity, where's the lawsuit? No, they're looking for things like that across the board. He said Kimmel's next. They're going outlet to outlet. They shook down papers. They're shaking down TV stations. Anything that he can do. And if you support his campaign or you support him, you get protection. But then here, the FCC explicitly needs to approve this merger between Paramount, CBS's parent company, and Skydance. This company is potentially worth $28 billion. They want this to go through, so they're willing to throw Colbert under the bus, likely at Trump's behest. Because they still need the FCC's approval. They haven't gotten it, and that deal is set to close in October. So it seems pretty clear cut to me. It's not about ratings, it's not about money, it's not a financial, well, it is a financial decision in that they want this merger to go through so the executives, the wealthy, and the elite can continue making money and make even more money. And at whose expense? At Colbert's, only because he dared criticize the network for giving in to this frivolous lawsuit, this frivolous legal threat, and ultimately so they can cater to Trump.
Yeah, you are right. And the reason why the FCC has to approve it is because the FCC governs the airwaves. And anytime there's an emerging of companies that own license in order to broadcast, the FCC has to be the one to approve it. And that's exactly at the heart of the matter. Well said. All right.